and welcome back to Rebel Geek. I am your host, Val Diepa, and today I am giving you a review of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice.
First of all, I want you two kids to know this is a safe space, okay?
Now, this review does have some spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie yet, please be sure to go watch the movie first and then come back.
What?
Ready? Okay. All right. So excited. So if you want to read this story, you can see a full article that I wrote on the Rebel Geek website, rebelgeek.com, which the link is below. Okay, let's jump into this.
Is this a figment of your imagination?
Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is finally and officially in theaters. The comedy horror Ghost with the Most has returned with the majority of the original cast, and Tim Burton has returned to writing and directing the script. Now, I know this may sound controversial, but I quite enjoyed the film.
No!
The movie was funny, it had heart, and it brought in 3 generations of these women. And as a Latina, I was very excited to see Jenna Ortega, a Latina, to become a part of this Deets family and legend and the Scream Queen that she is. So first and foremost, the performances of everyone was enjoyable, engaging, and it moved the story forward. We were given character development, and it was not at the expense of the plot. There were some moments that were a bit cliche, like the boys being the bad guys, which I feel like this is a trope that has been overused in recent years. And I think that genuinely it would be great if the guy that the girl had a crush on was not evil and trying to take advantage of her. So there was actually, total segue, but side note, there was an episode in Doctor Who where the guy was actually genuinely good. And I really wanted to see him succeed. He doesn't succeed, but I want to see more of that. I feel like it's overused when we see, the cute guy that the girl has a crush on and he's trying to literally steal her soul. Yeah, let's change the narrative around that.
Don't be afraid. I sense there's an enabler here, but we'll get to that.
Now, the most compelling part and the heart of the story was the relationship between Lydia and Astrid. We see Lydia as a woman who is a mother and is working as a paranormal host. Now, the trajectory of Lydia's life totally makes sense if you've seen the first movie. So she grew up wealthy with her literal father and stepmother, and she was raised by ghosts. So I don't know what we expected for her to become a real estate agent.
Why?
I mean, I feel like her becoming a paranormal host totally is on brand. And in an age where we have seen the growth of online hosts, myself included, it is quite quaint and sweet to see a woman hosting her own cable television show. It also shows Tim Burton has not forgotten who his main audience is, which is millennials and Gen X adults. In Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, we see one iconic Scream Queen, Winona Ryder, uplifting and handing over the stage to our new Scream Queen, Jenna Ortega, which I can't say how happy I am. And if you want to see something really heartwarming, just watch all of the videos. If you're ever like, oh my God, life is so sad, I think that I need a pick-me-up. Watching the interview junkets between the cast is really, really, really fun. I was given some of that footage, so I might piece together some of it to share with you guys to help in letting people understand and know more about the characters and who was involved in the movie. So the movie makes callbacks to the past without living or indulging in nostalgia. And I think that that's very important because we have a lot of movies and television shows that are reboots or remakes, and it's just us really indulging in nostalgia, and it does not help us to grow or to move forward. And this is a story that it's a new story, and we do move forward with these characters. It is a fun ride and continues Burton's legacy of making fun, spooky movies that allow us to mourn our dead while celebrating the macabre and life. And as a sequel, the film moves the story forward in a fun way. And in a world where movie companies are having to play it safe by investing in popular or well-known IPs, I personally prefer for filmmakers to go down Burton's route in creating sequels
The juice is loose.
instead of rebooting, remaking, or creating prequel stories. I'm looking at you, Mufasa. While the internet may have opinions one way or another on whether or not directors and movie studios should continue to work on well-known IPs, we also need to look at the facts. And this is where my story takes a little bit of a turn. So I'm going to move on from the review part to what is happening overall in the film industry. So due to the rise of streaming, the way that movies make money is completely different than it was in the 90s and 80s when Beetlejuice first came on the scene back in 1988. In a viral interview with Hot Ones, Matt Damon broke down the difference between how movies made money in the 90s when we had the Good Will Huntings versus how they make money now. So in that interview, Damon explains the DVD was a huge part of the film industry's revenue stream. So prior to streaming, films would make money through box office sales and DVD sales. A whole big chunk of that, as he says in the interview, once the movie went on DVD, it was like a whole other opening for them. So if they didn't make all of their money during the opening of the movie or when the movie had its theatrical run, they could make the money off of DVDs. And in fact, we saw that with Hocus Pocus. When Hocus Pocus first came out, that film did not do well in the movie theaters. The only reason why it has become popular was because while it was on DVD and on video, myself included, we grew up loving it and it became a cult classic, which led to this fervid fan base that we have today. But once movies had to make the majority of their profits theatrically, it became more expensive to make a movie. So Damon says that he would have to make $100 million before he got into profit. And on top of that, movie theater attendance has continued to decline post-pandemic. According to theater ticket sales data, in 2019, over 100 billion global ticket sales were sold. And in 2024, 8 billion global ticket sales were sold. And this isn't accounting for each individual movie, both the huge successes like the Barbie movie and maybe some of the like lower movies that didn't make enough money. This is all global ticket sales. So while in the 90s and 80s, companies had a little more leeway to invest in experimental movies, today it is an expensive gamble, even for heavyweights like Tim Burton, to create brand new IPs. And this is why we have all of these sequels and all of these reboots. So if we want things to change, we have to change that. Right? I mean, companies, we do vote with our dollars. And these companies, they are investing in where audiences are going to go. So it doesn't mean we can't get new and good stories with existing IPs the way that Beetlejuice has given us. But it also means that companies have to be a lot more careful on what they're investing in because everything is a major gamble. So yeah, so that is my review of the movie and of more or less what's going on in the film industry. I would love to know your comments. Please let me know below. And if you like this content, if you like these videos, if you appreciate, or even if you just want to say hi, be sure to like and subscribe so that I can get notifications, and you can get notifications from me on when videos are posted, which I have new videos every week. And we also have a live going on this week too. So make sure to tune in for that. All right, guys, thank you so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful, spooky-tastic week. Bye.